Behind the Collapse Episode 1, a series where I walk you through some gigantic companies and their downfall and what we can learn as investors. Today's company is Frontier Communications with ticker symbol FTR. They were once a favorite for dividend investors, offering a dividend yield of over 10%. Yes, 10%. But behind that juicy payout was a slow motion collapse. Let's walk through it. Between 2015 to 2016, the company's dividend yield was over 10%, a dream for income-seeking investors. A rural telecommunication company that was providing landline and internet services to small towns in the US. Steady business, stable cash flow, right? Well, not quite. By 2017, the dividend was slashed, and by 2018, it was suspended. And by April 2020, the company filed for Chapter 11 bankruptcy. The stock once was over $125, but then it was reduced to pennies. So what happened? First, they bet big on the wrong things. In 2016, the company acquired Verizon's Wireline, a business in California, Florida, and Texas for $10.5 billion. Their plan was to scale, reduce costs, and increase revenue. But in reality, they inherited aging copper infrastructure, frustrated customers, and declining revenue. Customer churn spiked, service complaints piled up, and the cost they were trying to save never happened. Secondly, they were paying dividends with money they didn't have. In the video where I explained dividend yield and dividend payout ratio and talked about how to avoid companies with high yield and payout ratio because it's mostly a red flag. From 2016 to 2019, they lost more than $5 billion. Their free cash flow turned negative and their debt grew to over $17 billion. And thirdly, they simply failed to adapt. As the world moved on towards fiber optic broadband, the company stayed stuck in the past with copper lines that couldn't compete. While their competitors upgraded infrastructure, the company was too busy maintaining an unsustainable dividend. They chose short-term investors' appeal over long-term innovation, and it cost them everything. So what are the lessons from this company for us that are investors? 1. A high dividend yield is not always a good thing. When yields climb into double digits, it's often a sign that the market doesn't trust the company to survive. In Frontier's case, it was a dividend trap, luring in investors where the business was quietly bleeding out. Lesson 2 is that debt-filled dividends are dangerous. If a company is paying dividends it can't afford using borrowed money, it's only a matter of time before something breaks. Thirdly, don't fall in love with income, fall in love with fundamentals, cash flow, customer growth, infrastructure investments. That's what keeps a business strong. And finally, always diversify. More ETFs, fewer single stocks, and make sure to always make your own personal research. Like I always say, especially if you're a beginner, try to diversify your portfolio. I'm not saying you shouldn't invest in single stocks, but always make a deep personal research before you do. I'll see you in the next episode.